Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to start with a lady who learns the hard way that snow leopards don't like selfies. Let's dive in. Bit suspicious.
你们先确定一下雪豹走了没？
走了。
还在那里呢。要不上车吧，还在那里。我操，有人啊！妈，有人被豹子咬了，被雪豹咬了。
有个人被咬了。
Okay, so we've got a couple of things to look at right from the get-go there. That selfie with the snow leopard behind the lady. You notice that there's stickers on her helmet afterwards and they're missing from that selfie, and you also notice the cat's gaze is slightly off, the way it's looking at her, the way it's positioned. I don't feel that, you know, burst of kinetic energy ready to go that you get with a cat that's about to pounce. So for me, I think that selfie might be fake. Just my opinion. Secondly, the attack itself. It could have been having a rough winter, it could have been hungry, it could have also been defensive, it could have been the fact that she was getting too close. And after all, it's a predator, it's an apex predator, it can take down big prey. And essentially what this person did was they acted defective. This cat is thinking, you've come up to me, you're looking the other way, you're ticking all the right boxes for a defective or sick animal. So it pounced. Oh dear.
Are you alright?
I'm good.
I'm sorry for not asking, I was just focused on this.
No. Getting the cobras priority.
So there you saw Cobra Man Ray Hunter, who is someone who runs a venom extraction facility, right? And they've been training that lady, I believe, and she just slipped on something on the floor. So, you know, whatever you think about learning how to handle the animals safely, accidents can happen. There also, the snake being spun round at the end there, he did that because he didn't want to get bitten. It's not going to harm the snake. Does it look good? No. But I think, you know, they were on the edge of losing their composure there. Okay. Right, I get it now. If an angry cobra opens its mouth and turns its mouth towards your finger, it means he's going to bite your finger. Now, before we go any further in this clip, the lady is not a Tauron, and the turtle is innocent. I'll explain why afterwards. Basically, this is a lady who likes to chronicle her travels online, as many people do, and she went to dive with some sea turtles. What actually happened was, when she was diving with them, a boat full of tourists pulled up, started chucking food in the water, and naturally the turtles started eating it. They'd been habituated to receiving food from humans, and this one, if you look very closely at the film going back, it was actually going for a piece of food in the water. It overshot and it bit her. I love that. It seemed like the lion was going, come on man, be reasonable.
Let's see what happens. Oh, you know what? He did. He just bit my arm. He definitely just bit my arm right there. And now he's crawling on my face. Okay, so the tarantula did want to give me a little bite. You guys didn't see that. I barely even felt it. I looked over, I was like, oh, are those his legs or are those his fangs? But he got me right there, and it basically feels like a bee sting.
So that was Coyote Peterson, a guy who is famous basically for letting things bite him, and that looked to me like a cobalt blue tarantula or a subadult cobalt blue, and that's actually confusing to me because I feel like they've got a reputation for having really strong venom and really painful bites. So we've only got three options there really. One is that I'm wrong. It's not a cobalt blue, it's a similar species, which is possible, right? Two is that it didn't do a proper bite, it did like a gripping bite, like some tarantulas do. They grip with their fangs or their chelicera. Or three, it could be that because he's a large animal, it has like a delayed effect. So this is a guy who's basically found a salamander getting humped to death by frogs. And yes, I'm ready for the memes. I know you know the memes I'm talking about. frogs in particular, they have this mass breeding, this explosive breeding we call it in the springtime. They all need to spawn at the same time and they'll grab anything even remotely frog shaped, so salamander, fish, toad, etc., whatever. They go for it. And that salamander was a typical mole salamander, meaning it's a spotted salamander. It's in the Ambystoma genus, and those are these cute, chunky salamanders you find in North America, and basically they eat bugs, so it has no real way of defending itself. If that guy hadn't got him out of there, it probably would have drowned.
4 years, she has grown quite a bit and developed quite an attitude.
You little.
Well,
Thanks, Pat. This has been remarkable.
That was Jeff Corwin dealing with a giant Pacific octopus, and that octopus is very, very strong, very, very big, and very, very intelligent, so it's basically messing with him for a bit of fun.
huge albino. Got it! Got it! Let's go! Oh my god.
That was in Puerto Rico, where reticulated pythons have gone wild. They've gone feral. And so what you get there is what we call a founder effect, and then we get consanguinity. So the founder effect means that within that small population, a quarter of them could have been carrying the albino gene, and therefore it becomes like one of these isolated populations like you get in caves and islands and places like that, where it has a higher prevalence of albino, and therefore you find more of them than you ever would in the wild in Southeast Asia, where they naturally occur. What you're looking at there is a magna pinna squid, or big fin squid, magna meaning large and pinna meaning fin, and they exhibit potentially one of the most fascinating examples of convergent evolution on the planet. Estimates vary. I've heard wild estimates saying they could be 40 foot long. I don't personally believe it, but other estimates from reliable sources do say 20 to 25 feet long. You see a couple interesting things there. One is that the tentacles trail down in the water column and it doesn't move them around a lot, essentially. So they are like a net. They're picking up on fish or zooplankton perhaps that bump into them, and that is very much like you see with jellyfish, of course. And the second thing is that they've got something additional that jellyfish don't necessarily have, and that is they've got these kind of elbows. They hold their tentacles out at a right angle at the top, which I guess keeps them from, you know, just mingling into one kind of mass. A squid that is so distant phylogenetically from jellyfish has evolved to be like a jellyfish because it lives in the deep ocean as well, and that is absolutely incredible.
So this next puzzle needs no introduction. We have a jar with a screwable lid, and it's full of shrimps and crabs, and right here we have a little coconut octopus. Let's see how he gets on.
I'm gonna stop here to just think about something quickly. This is not a captive octopus that's been trained by someone 10 times before they do the video. This is a guy who's gone out and he's got a wild octopus to do this.
Now, coconut octopus are well known for investigating everything they come across, and this large individual soon deployed its neuron-filled tentacles towards the jar, and pushed it away. These small octopus weigh a couple of 100 grams, and this jar has a 1 kilo weight attached to it, so that's some pretty impressive strength. But after a couple of attempts, the octopus seemed hesitant. Tipping the jar open gave him better access.
Could be frustrated.
And I also gave him a quick demonstration to show him exactly how it was done, although I'm not sure that was well received. When observing wild animals, patience is key, and it wasn't long until this happened.
Oh my word. Oh, he's unscrewing it. No way. Oh, go on. Go on. Go on, this is a first for science. You can do it. Oh, yes!
That is incredible.
Oh, we got a shrimp. He got a shrimp.
Not only have we proved that wild octopus can too unscrew the lid of a jar, we also got perhaps the first footage ever recorded of a wild animal actively littering.
Octopuses have a you know, good deal of intelligence. We often hear these random numbers thrown out, like they could be as intelligent as a 5-year-old child, etc., or a 4-year-old child, or a 6-year-old child. Honestly, you can't really put a number on it like that. That doesn't really work. All we know for sure is that they are extremely intelligent and that they display behaviors that we often attribute to higher animals, as we call them, like birds and mammals. There you saw male peacock spiders performing their courtship display. It's an elaborate courtship display they've evolved to enhance sexual selection, basically. The female either says, great job, or rejects them. And they are basically jumping spiders. They're in the Salticidae, so they're related to the little spiders you often see jumping around in your yard or on windowsills. But they've just become exceptionally advanced for this specific type of behavior.
That's a bobbit worm. Oh my gosh. Oh no! The little porcupine fish followed us over. It must be attracted to the dive lights. Ah! Oh. That might be the most disturbing thing I have ever seen on any dive I've ever been on. That porcupine fish is very lucky to have escaped the bobbit worm.
I think a couple of things might have happened there. I'm not really sure which was the main factor. One, the porcupine fish blew up like a ball, and bobbit worms aren't stupid. They like to drag their prey into their burrow so they can eat it there, you know, without being exposed to any other kind of dangers. And the other thing is that porcupine fish, I believe some species have tetrodotoxin, which is the same compound that deadly pufferfish, some newts I believe, and blue-ringed octopuses carry. So it could have had a very bad taste and ended very badly for the bobbit worm anyway. Well, that was the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week. Thank you very much.